Hey, how you doing? This is Steve Ford here, aka Filibuster 4. And the topic that I'm talk about today is something that is connected to my usual topic, which is the opioid epidemic, and that is the borders and immigration and the issues along that deal with that. And I guess the most important thing is that while we're always told about the southern border and how drugs and gangs and the drug cartels are sneaking across, causing more problems for us, that there are illegal aliens that are here to leech off the system and take our jobs. Some of that is true. There's even the notion that has been said that terrorists are going to find it very easy to sneak across the southern border, which actually isn't that true. The fact is that there's one place to be forgotten that is actually potentially more harmful to our national security than the southern border. And that place is Canada. Yes, the Canadian border.
The Socialist Republic of Canada.
Yes, Canada. Canada. Now I know exactly what you're probably thinking.
Why? It's Canada.
See, here's the thing: is that the American-Canadian border is about 4,000 fucking miles. Now the amount of Border Patrol agents that are actually guarding it is 2,100. Now the southern border, Mexico, which is less than half the length of the Canadian border, has 18,000 patrolling it. Don't get me wrong, you have drug cartels, human smuggling, all this and all that, but the one thing that we don't always know or really understand unless you kind of go digging for it or whatever is that the cartels and all that and everything like that are not as organized as they seem. And that does play a part in terms of, what happens along the border. The simple fact is that the fucking Canadian border is much more open. And in fact, it's incredibly easy in many parts for somebody to accidentally step over the border and either end up in America or Canada and not even fucking know it. And that's exactly what happened. A 19-year-old jogger from France who was visiting her mom in British Columbia accidentally crossed into the U.S. border unknowingly and didn't even realize it until two Border Patrol agents confronted her and then detained her for 2 weeks. Now, in terms of drugs, just recently, actually, the Mounted Canadian police busted a ring up in Canada, Alberta, that was making basically fraudulent pills that contained fentanyl in them, and then they were smuggling them into the U.S. So the fact is that when you think about it, it would make sense that if the southern border is being guarded so well and all that, it would make sense that the northern border, which is completely and totally undermanned, would be used as an entry point to bring in drugs, because majority of the time there's not enough Border Patrol agents to actually catch anybody who's smuggling anything in. And just further proof of this, the Border Patrol has admitted, well, they haven't given a lot of detail, that the cameras and sensors that they do have set up at the border actually caught images of several armed, machine gun clad masked individuals crossing the border. The only problem was that by the time any of the Border Patrol were able to get to the location to investigate, the group was gone. No sign, no sight, anything other than that video footage that they had. It's pretty fucking pathetic that we wouldn't take notice of something that's right in front of our eyes. terms of this, Canadian border because of rhetoric. Saying this from a failed, sometime, bankrupt businessman, who has a 40 to 80 word vocabulary. It's pretty fucking sad. And so while you may see this whole issue as being this,
who the hell's gonna sneak in from Canada?
Arctic wolf.
Reality is that. So just remember, next time when you're sipping your morning cup of coffee and you're waiting for that fucking white flash followed by that mushroom cloud, just remember that we fucking did this. Until next time, move forward.